I'd like to call the Williamson County Commission, the November meeting to order. First item on our agenda is the invocation and pledge. Invocation by Commissioner Jeff Ford, pledge by Commissioner Burt Chalifant. Please stand.
Pray with me, please. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this opportunity that we have to come together to meet and do the business of this wonderful county. Thank you all for the many blessings of which you've bestowed upon us. As we remember our veterans during this special time, we want to just pray a special blessing, pour your spirit out among them and on their families and on their loved ones, and bring them back home to us safely. As we move into this holiday time, let us remember the spirit of thankfulness and the spirit of joy which you have made available to all of us through our Son, through your Son, Jesus Christ, in whose name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item's roll call. If you'll push your present button and confirm. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
I have 21 present, 2 absent, Commissioner Cook absent, and Commissioner Greg Davis absent.
And I've heard from Commissioner Cook and Commissioner Davis, and they're both a little under the weather, and we hope they feel better soon. Commissioner Barnwell?
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do that.
All righty. Next, we have approval of the minutes of the October 14th, 2013 County Commission meeting. They were mailed to you in the packet. I'll entertain a motion. Commissioner Brockman. Who was my second? Commissioner Beth? Oh, Commissioner Langston. Any corrections or deletions? I see none. If you're in favor of the minutes as presented, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And they pass unanimously. Introduction and acceptance of Highway Commission minutes, and copies were mailed to each member. I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Jones, Commissioner Wilson, the second. All in favor of those, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Next, we have citizens' communication, and we do not have any. So moving on, communications and messages. I'd like to thank Deputy Zaliski and Deputy Gilly. There he is in back. And also we've got a friend of the court, George Poss. Deputy George Poss is here with us tonight. Also, we've got 3 late file resolutions. Two of them are on the agenda, 11-13-15, 11-13-16, and 11-13-17. 13-16 would go at the end of appropriations, and 17 would go the last agenda under other. Any problems with those? I see none, so we'll hear those in that order. Next thing we have, reports of county offices. County Mayor Rogers Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I could, I'll ask Nina to come up this evening, and we'll share some good news, and then we'll also give you some information on the budget processes and the financial condition of the county. Nina?
Good evening. As the mayor said, we have some good news to report to you this evening. We were reconfirmed on our AAA rating by Moody's at the end of October. We sold our bonds on November the 5th, and on the general issue, we received a 3.33% interest rate. And our rural debt service, we received a 3.45%. So we were very pleased with that. This evening in your packets, you have your month-end reports. The month-end report that you received in your packet did not have the schools portion on there. At the time we turned these in, they had not completed their month-end closeout, but I emailed those to you, and you should have completed copies at your desk. We're tracking on target for the first quarter of the year. Also, you have the privilege tax report. For the month of September, we've collected $862,000. So we're tracking well on that. Also had a question on, if you look on your chart, we had a spike last month and it dropped back down. I think that was due to some apartments that we had come online last month. Also have the Cool Springs Conference Center report. We had a total of $34,240.22 that came to the county for this month. That's all we have on our monthly reports. If anyone has any questions.
Any questions for Ms. Graham? I see none, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, before I leave, I'll entertain any questions, but about 20 minutes ago, I was down at Franklin and attending their board workshop. Many of you know they have a board workshop in which they discuss the different items and the issues on their resolutions. A little bit different format than the way that we do. Tonight's there was two items that I wanted to report to you that it's awful nice to live in this county. I know we deal with a lot of issues here at the county commission level, and several of us attend other city functions throughout our 6 municipalities throughout the year for different events. And I preface that by saying that tonight the Franklin Board and Aldermen were addressing 2 issues. One was condemnation on an individual's property. After some discussion, they decided not to do that and reroute some sewer lines a different way so as to not impact that individual. Now, when they're having their work sessions, they don't necessarily take a vote, but they give the feel of what the resolution or what the action may be at their next alderman meeting. But the one that was near and dear to my heart is what is occurring out in off in the Del Rio area. And many of you know I live out there in the Whitehall subdivision. All the aldermen were there except for one. And one of the aldermen, he's just not on the committee, and he was getting there for the meeting at 7 o'clock. And after the developer presented some comments, without exception, every single alderman listened to the people, which I thought was extremely good because most of the people were in the county. So the city was listening to those county residents. The project at hand is the development called Del Webb. Many of you have seen or read or heard about this senior level development that is being proposed out on in the urban growth boundaries down some land that has not officially been annexed, but they could, even under the moratorium we're under, according to the rules and regulations, if the owner of the land wanted to be annexed and the city wanted to annex, they could do that. That meets with the spirit of the current law that no annexation can occur by municipal growth. Before the residents even really had an opportunity to come up and speak, and they allow people to do that, without exception, all 7 of the aldermen did not have an appetite for the Del Webb development, which did not come as a surprise to me, but it was awful gratifying to sit there in the audience, and I did not speak intentionally. But it just goes to show you how our cities and counties work. We have differences. We have differences among ourselves here. We have differences in our different municipalities and our different counties. But several months ago, I had to testify up in Nashville on annexation and why does it work in Williamson County. And the very thing that happened tonight, it was what we reported to them several months ago that's in the permanent records, that Williamson County folks try to fix and work with their things without all this legislation about you can do this and you can't do that. During the hearing session, a city and a county were arguing over who was right and who was wrong about some bridges and roads and how the city would annex and not take in the bridge or the road. You ever heard that before, Mr. Hancock? And then as soon as they got it, they wouldn't fix it. And the city folks were complaining the county gave it to them in a bad situation, and the county was saying, well, you took it. Now, I'm not saying we don't have those discussions. Sound familiar to a few of us that have been around with gray hair? But it's awful gratifying to me that even in our differences as a party, and our differences as cities and counties, that tonight they had no appetite. And it was because of transportation, the infrastructure, the lack of. Last week, Commissioner John Schroer indicated that the leg between New Highway 96 and Hillsborough Road, there wasn't enough money in the state budget to build that road, so it was going to be a minimum of 3 years. You might get 2 lanes out of it, but not what we're accustomed to. You think you've got problems in Thompson Station and Spring Hill and traffic? Come on up on the west side of Franklin on any good afternoon, and it's a steady stream. And Franklin is having to pour in a lot of money in infrastructure to meet that. I just, not because I live out there. This time I was there as a citizen and a homeowner. But it reinstills my faith that what we do here, they listen there. And what they do there, we listen over here. Now, it's a challenge, I know, for our schools in this particular subdivision, 55 and older. They don't bring a lot of kids, but they bring money. But the alderman, without exception, said the same thing that Judy Hayes says time after time: historical preservation, pristine, the things that people move to our community for. On the other side, you've got the ones that we're talking about, the infrastructure there. We shouldn't do this. And it was just gratifying. I wanted to report that because that just happened 30 minutes ago. Naturally, all the people there, the vast majority of them were extremely happy. That doesn't mean it's dead. It's not taking away any property rights of anyone. It'll come back in a different form, in a different shape. But this particular development, because of the traffic impact and because of the infrastructure, because they didn't even get into the cost, they just laid the basic groundwork. So I wanted you to know that, Jack. It's great to represent you guys and ladies, but it's also great wherever we go, people will know, how do you make it work? And the reason we make it work is through communication. I'll answer any question.
Thank you, Mayor. Any questions for the mayor? I see none. Thank you. Next, we have Director of Schools, Dr. Mike Looney.
Good evening, Commissioners. I have no items of action tonight before you. Would like to thank you for your participation in Ladders to Hope. We had a marvelous event. It's hard to believe, but our arranged relationship is now 4 years old as of December 1st. So I want to declare tonight our second honeymoon. We officially start right away. Tomorrow, the governor and the State Commissioner of Education will be releasing the state report card, which will include reports on every school and every school district in the state of Tennessee. And I can't officially tell you what the report card entails, but I want to go back 4 years ago. When I first got here, we had really good achievement scores, but our growth scores, we were getting D's on that. And if you'll fast forward till tomorrow at 1 p.m., when the report card is released, I just want you to think of letter grades and I want you to think of long vowel sounds. And that completes my report.
More good news, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any questions for Dr. Looney? See none. All right, now we'll move on to elections and appointments. First we have is the Beer Board, Southeast Section, term expiring Tom Wilson, nomination Tom Wilson. Commissioner Hayes, Commissioner Wilson, the second. Any other nominations? I see none. All in favor of Tom Wilson, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Mr. Wilson's confirmed. Still on the Beer Board, at-large term, Tom Randolph, term expiring. Nomination, Tom Randolph. Commissioner Wilson. Commissioner Jones, the second. Any other nominations? I see none. All in favor of Tom Randolph, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? I see none. Tom Randolph is confirmed. Next, we have County Commissioner, 9th District, filling unexpired term expiring 8/31/14, filling the vacancy of Ernie Williams, nomination Todd Kestner. Commissioner Brockman. Commissioner Hancock, the second. Any other nominations? See none. Commissioner Brockman, do you want to speak?
Thank you. Well, I didn't want, it let any grass grow here. I was feeling a little lonely on both sides. So no time like the present. I seized the moment. I thought that I had a really top-notch candidate to bring, and so he's here tonight for the nomination this month. And we worked together on a project recently, and I told him about the vacancy, and when he said he was interested, I was absolutely delighted. I've known his wife, Susan, for a number of years. She's one of my horse buddies. And Todd is a man of integrity, and he's very bright. He will bring a lot to the commission, and he certainly will represent the area of the 9th District, and his passion, similar to mine, land conservation, historic preservation, and it's a privilege for me to nominate him tonight. I hope you will support him.
All right, thank you. Any other discussion? Commissioner Danner?
I just want to ask, there is an intention to run for the office, though, as well, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
That was one of my questions, yes.
Any other questions? I see none. Just want to comment, when we vote tonight, Mr. Kestner will, with our vote, he will then become on the committees that Commissioner Williams was on, and that's the Audit Committee, Tax Study Committee, and Rules Committee. So with our vote tonight, that will also put him on those committees. So if we're ready to vote, all in favor of Mr. Kestner, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And he is confirmed. All right, Mr. Kestner, yeah, if you'll step up to the podium and you can say a few words if you'd like.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman and Commission, thank you very much for this honor. I promise I will do my very best. I will be lost in the woods for a period of time, and I'll look for assistance and answers to questions. But I will promise to do my best and appreciate very much this opportunity. It's the most wonderful part of the world I've ever seen. So thank you very much.
Very good. We have a saying around here, you have to be sworn in before you're sworn at. So
Okay, sounds good.
the mayor will do the honors.
I'm gonna let him out of the doghouse right out of the gate. He didn't introduce his wife, so I'll bring her up.
Okay, yeah, and other family members also may come up.
The two other family members are down at Auburn, so
We probably don't want to swear him in as quick.
Yeah.
I hope that wasn't.
Did someone force him to go?
Yes. Yes.
Todd, if you would, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and say your name,
I, Todd Kestner,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will perform
that I will perform
with fidelity the duties of the office
with fidelity the duties of the office
to which I have been elected or appointed,
to which I have been elected or appointed,
and which I'm about to assume.
and which I am about to assume.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of Tennessee
to support the Constitution of Tennessee
and the United States,
and the United States,
and to faithfully perform
and to faithfully perform
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of a county commissioner representing the 9th District
of a county commissioner representing the 9th District
here in Williamson
here in
County,
Williamson
Tennessee.
County, Tennessee.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, moving on, we have the consent agenda, and the only thing on the consent agenda is the notaries. I'll entertain a motion. Commissioner Wilson, do I have a second? Commissioner Hancock, the second. Are they loaded? Linda? All right, if you're in favor of the notaries, signify by pushing your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
22 yes.
The notaries are confirmed.
Got all of them on there.
Consent agenda is confirmed, I'm sorry. There being no unfinished business, no new business, and no zoning, moving on to appropriations. 11-13-1, resolution appropriating and amending the 2013-14 animal control budget by $5,000 for the provision of a part-time animal control employee, revenues to come from donations.
Move for approval.
Commissioner Hayes, the second. HR Committee,
4-0 against.
Public Health Committee,
5 in favor, 0 against.
Budget Committee.
5-4-0 against.
All right. Explanation, Commissioner Brockman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This allows them to use the revenue that comes from donations to hire a part-time employee.
All right. Any discussion? Commissioner Hayes?
The object that we have is to make sure that all of our animals are spayed and neutered upon leaving the shelter after adoption. We have a very good vet now who is very fast. We are not able to keep up with her speed enough with just one vet tech. And we want to make sure that all the animals are spayed and neutered. And when people are adopting now, sometimes they're having to wait 2 or 3 days before they can take that animal home till it does have its spay and neutered operation. With this second vet tech, one will be assisting the veterinarian during surgery, one will be checking them after surgery and prepping for the next surgery. So we can make more bang for our buck with our veterinarian by having 2 vet techs, one not paid by tax dollars.
All right. Commissioner Danner?
I just wanted to thank the new director. In the resolution, it looked like at one point it might be an either or, a vet tech or the extra person to expand the walking opportunities on Sunday, and somehow she made both happen. And I just want to thank her very much. Job well done.
Any other discussion? I see none. You ready to vote? If you're in favor of Resolution 11-13-1, signify by pushing your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 11-13-3, resolution appropriating and amending the 2013-2014 library budget by $19,000. $19,805. Revenues to come from miscellaneous donations. Commissioner Barnwell,
Move for approval.
Commissioner Langston the second. Library Board,
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee,
5-4-0 against.
explanation, Commissioner Barnwell.
Yes, Mr. Chairman and members, this is donations, a quarterly donation from the city of Franklin and also a donation from the Library Foundation. This is how we get to spend the money now.
Any discussion? I see none. You ready to vote? If you're in favor of Resolution 11-13-3, signify by pushing your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 11-13-4, resolution authorizing the county mayor to enter into a grant agreement with the state of Tennessee Department of Transportation and appropriating and amending the 2013-14 General Sessions DUI court budget by $70,000. Revenues to come from state grant funds. Commissioner Ford?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Jones, the second. Law Enforcement Committee,
5-4-0 against.
Budget Committee,
5-4-0 against.
explanation, Commissioner Ford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the $70,000 state grant for the DUI court.
All right. Any discussion? I see none. You ready to vote? If you're in favor of Resolution 11-13-4, signify by pushing your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote. Ms. Anderson?
22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 11-13-5, resolution authorizing the county to enter into a grant agreement with the state of Tennessee Department of Transportation and appropriating and amending the 2013-14 Sheriff's Department budget by $66,999.84. Revenues to come from state grant funds. Commissioner Ford?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Wilson, the second. Law Enforcement Committee,
5 in favor, 0 against.
Budget Committee,
5-4-0 against.
explanation, Commissioner Ford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a grant from the state for the Sheriff's Department to help with DUI enforcement.
All right. Any discussion? I see none. If you're in favor of 11-13-5, signify by pushing your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote? Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution establishing the 2013-2014 State Criminal Alien Assistance Program, SCAP, I guess, for the Sheriff's Office totaling $15,879. Revenues to come from grant funds. This is Resolution 11-13-6. Commissioner Ford?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Jones, the second. Law Enforcement Committee,
5 in favor, 0 against.
Budget Committee,
5-4-0 against.
explanation, Commissioner Ford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is federal money that's coming into the Sheriff's Department. We're being reimbursed for where we have housed undocumented criminal aliens who've had a felony or 2 misdemeanors, and this is reimbursement from the feds for that, for housing those criminals.
Any discussion? I see none. If you're in favor of Resolution 11-13-6, signify by pushing your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 11-13-7, resolution transferring $50,454 between major categories of the 2013-14 Williamson County Sheriff's Department budget. Commissioner Ford?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Green, the second. Law Enforcement Committee,
5 in favor, 0 against.
Budget Committee,
5-4-0 against.
explanation, Commissioner Ford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Sheriff's Department wants to transfer 2 positions from the litter division over to the into the guards line for the detention. That'll give them more flexibility in assignment of these people.
All right. Any questions? I see none. If you're in favor of Resolution 11-13-7, push your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 11-13-8, resolution accepting a donation of $200 from Gordon and Sean Inman for the Reserve Division. Commissioner Ford?
Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Little, second. Law Enforcement Committee?
5-4-0 against.
Budget Committee?
5-4-0 against.
Explanation, Commissioner Ford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a donation from the Inmans for $200 to be used for tactical equipment for the Sheriff's Department.
Any questions? I see none. If you're in favor of Resolution 11-13-8, push your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Travis, yours didn't take. That's all right. All right, record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
Okay. 22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 11-13-9, resolution authorizing the Williamson County Mayor to enter into an interlocal agreement with the City of Brentwood, the City of Franklin, and the Williamson County Emergency Communications District concerning the payment and reimbursement for a countywide notification system and appropriating and amending the Office of Public Safety's budget. Commissioner Ford?
Move for approval.
Second. Commissioner Hancock, the second. Law Enforcement Committee?
5 in favor, 0 against.
Budget Committee?
5-4-0 against.
Explanation, Commissioner Ford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're going to be purchasing a high-speed notification system that is going to be able to be used by the City of Brentwood, City of Franklin, and Williamson County ECD. The county's portion of this is only $8,000. The other $54,000 that is indicated on here is going to be coming from those other parties, and it indicates their amount in the contract that's attached.
All right. Any discussion? I see none. You ready to vote? If you're in favor of Resolution 11-13-9, push your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
Commissioner, thank you. Twenty-two yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 11-13-11, resolution appropriating and amending the 2013-14 Parks and Recreation budget by $37,500, revenues to come from donations. Commissioner Little?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Wilson, the second. Parks and Rec Committee? Who's chairman then?
Commissioner Cook's out. It
Oh.
was unanimous.
It was unanimous. So 5-4-0 against, I believe you're right. Budget Committee,
5-4-0 against.
explanation, Commissioner Little.
Yes, Williamson County Soccer Club is making a donation of $37,500 for the maintenance of soccer fields.
All right. Any discussion? I see none. If you're in favor of Resolution 11-13-11, signify by pushing your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 11-13-12, resolution appropriating and amending the 2013-14 Parks and Recreation budget by $12,925, revenues to come from donations. Commissioner Little?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Jones, the second. Parks and Rec Committee, that was unanimous too, 5-0. Budget Committee,
5-4-0 against.
explanation, Commissioner Little.
Yes, this is donations for special events and part-time officials for the rec department.
All right. Any discussion? I see none. If you're in favor of Resolution 11-13-12, push your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Late file resolution 11-13-15, resolution appropriating and amending the 2013-2014 county clerk's budget by $15,000 for additional postage, revenues to come from unappropriated county general funds. Commissioner Little?
Move for approval.
Second. Commissioner Hancock, the second. Budget Committee,
5-4-0 against.
explanation, Commissioner Little.
Yes, the clerk's office, which now mails out a lot of their tags, and they're going to run out of postage before we meet again, so they are requesting more funds that are collected from the tags.
Any questions? I see none. If you're in favor of Resolution 11-13-15, signify by pushing your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 11-13-16, resolution appropriating and amending the 2013-14 animal control budget by $4,321, revenues to come from Williamson Animal Services Incorporated for the purchase of fencing materials to be installed at the Williamson County Animal Control and Adoption Center. Commissioner Little?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Wilson, the second. Public Health Committee?
5 in favor, 0 against.
Budget Committee?
5-4-0 against.
Explanation, Commissioner Little.
Yes, the animal control has received a donation of $4,321, and they want to use it for fencing.
All right. Any discussion? Commissioner Hayes?
Many times we're asked to take abused and neglected animals, and we never know what emergency might happen, whether it be weather-related or otherwise. This will offer some partial solution to those emergency situations. We've also encouraged public safety to look at animal control as part of their disaster relief. We started looking at it at our task force and did not get it completed because of the need to move on and work with disaster relief in other ways. But we do hope that further things will be coming as a matter of disaster relief as relates to animals and animal care.
Very good. Any discussion? I see none. If you're in favor of Resolution 11-13-16, push your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Cheryl? Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 11-13-2, resolution authorizing the Williamson County Mayor to execute a memorandum of agreement between Williamson County on behalf of the Williamson County Sheriff's Department and Nissan North America Incorporated for digital forensic services. Commissioner Ford?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Barnwell, the second. Law Enforcement?
5-4-0 against.
Budget Committee?
5-4-0 against.
Explanation, Commissioner Ford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a very interesting program, and I'd like to thank both Nissan and the Sheriff's Department for working on this. Nissan has agreed to provide us an area and people to perform digital forensic services when we have a crime that includes computer hardware, electronic communications, cell phones. To be able to analyze the data that comes off of those things is very important in the law enforcement community and a very technical skill. Turns out that Nissan has this skill, and they're willing to donate this time and expertise into the county to help us in solving those crimes. Right now, we have to go to the TBI and wait in line with everybody else. This is going to speed up the enforcement of those crimes and help us in a lot of ways. And I'd like to thank both of these parties for this very, very unique program. No cost to the county.
Commissioner Danner?
I just want to, for the record, state my conflict of interest. So I'm going to abstain from this vote and not vote my conscience. But I do want to say I did talk to the folks at Nissan, and this is an amazing win-win program. They are donating, as Commissioner Ford said, their time in the name of community outreach, and they are also donating equipment, so it's a fabulous program.
Duly noted. Any other discussion? Commissioner Herbert?
I just had a quick question. Is that going to be done at Nissan or in the Sheriff's Department? Where will it actually be located at?
We have a representative from Sheriff's Office.
Yes.
Captain Parker,
Stuck with me tonight.
appreciate it. Glad you're coming.
To answer your question, Commissioner Herbert, my understanding is the sheriff is going to work to provide some space at the historic courthouse for Nissan and their employees. So that'll be on an as-needed basis as far as the employees being there. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
And if I may add, out of the committee, I think the Nissan employees will now become sworn deputies also. Any other discussion? I see none. So if you, in favor of Resolution 1113-2, push your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
21 yes, 1 abstain.
All right, resolution passes. Resolution number 111310, resolution authorizing the county clerk on behalf of Williamson County to enter into a contract with Yost, Robertson, and Nowalk, PLLC, for the collection of delinquent privilege taxes. Commissioner Danner,
4-0 against.
move for approval first.
Oh, move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Little, the second. All right, Tax Study Committee, you said four.
4-0 against.
Okay. Budget Committee,
5-4 against.
explanation, Commissioner Danner.
We are outsourcing the collection of the delinquent privilege taxes to this law firm, and my understanding is they're the best in town at this, and it more than pays for itself.
I think that's correct. Any discussion? I see none. If you're in favor of Resolution 111310, push your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 111313, resolution to authorize continued use of master cooperative agreement to maintain participation in the respective purchasing alliances. Gosh, that's a mouthful. Commissioner Smith? Proper motion, is there a second? Commissioner Langston, the second. Purchasing and Insurance Committee?
4 yes, 0 no.
Budget Committee?
5-4 against.
Explanation, Commissioner Smith.
A change in state law, the commission needs to pass a comprehensive resolution allowing us to continue to participate in these purchasing cooperatives that we have been using. You'll see the list of names under the therefore be it resolved. So this is just to allow us to continue to do what we've been doing.
Any discussion? I see none. If you're in favor of Resolution 111313, push your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 111314, resolution acknowledging the consolidation of local Chamber of Commerce entities with the Williamson County Chamber of Commerce, resulting in the dissolution of the previous established membership seats on the Economic Development Council. Commissioner Little?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Hayes, the second. Budget Committee?
5-4 against.
Explanation, Commissioner Little.
Yes, by resolution, we established the seats on the Development Council, and with the combination of the Chambers of Commerce, there are 2 seats that are empty with no one to fill, so these seats are being dissolved.
Very good. Any discussion? I see none. If you're in favor of Resolution 111314, push your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Late file resolution 11-13-17. Resolution authorizing the Williamson County Mayor to enter into an agreement for purchase of approximately 7 acres of real property located on Macklemore Road. Commissioner Little?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Wilson, the second. Explanation, Commissioner Little.
Yes, the county has the desire to build a new ambulance and fire station for the rescue squad, and this property has been identified. The money was appropriated in our bond issue for it, and so this has given the mayor the authority to sign the contract for the property.
All right, any discussion? Commissioner Brockman?
And just give me an idea of a crossroad. I'm not familiar with Macklemore, just an idea of where this is.
Off Lewisburg Pike.
Okay. At the end of Lewisburg Pike, before
Off
840? Okay.
Commissioner, it's right near the intersection of Columbia and Goose Creek. There's a triangle right there. It's right near that triangle.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, not where I thought.
Any further discussion? I see none. If you're in favor of Resolution 11-13-17, push your yes button and confirm. Opposed, your no button and confirm. Anyone wishing to change their vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
22 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our agenda. Commissioner Hancock?
Chairman, in 31 years I've been here, this is the shortest county commission meeting I've ever seen.
I'll take that as a compliment, John.
Yeah, that was made as a compliment.
Just, I want to tell everybody, wish everybody a safe and happy holiday season, and we'll see you in 2014. I'll entertain a motion.